Hey, guess who's alive? It's time for another video, and before the next league starts, I really want to push this video out before any other. So, first of all, I got sick again. That's like the fourth time in 3 months. I guess I don't have a immune system anymore. Also, please ignore my hideout for now, because I'm working on a new one, and what you see behind me took like 4 hours, even though it was basically a copy-paste from a previous hideout. Suffice to say, a lot is going to change and be added. So to eliminate as much time as possible on this video, I am only going to discuss certain challenges specifically. Ignore the super obvious ones, and honestly, I've struggled on how to actually structure this video, so I'm just sort of going to wing it. I'll be sharing my strats for certain challenges. Some I'll talk about strats I didn't know about at the time that I was doing the challenges, and of course there will be some rants here and there. And the main point of the strats, I suppose, is that a lot of the challenges following history and logic will be recycled for next league for sure. And I'll bet good money on the Atlas objective one staying. And for the love of, please get rid of the Uberlab one. I mean, we've had that one for like 10 straight leagues or something, even more. I'm so tired of that one. If you see my 40 out of 40 challenge guide video, this video is completely separate to that one. This is more of a recap. It's more of a I did a thing and here's the results type of thing. Before we get to the challenges themselves, I'd like to fire some shots at the people who completed or attempted the challenges. So every league, there are people complaining on Reddit on how hard the challenges are and that they need to be changed or nerfed. And only once have I agreed. And that was during Delve League, and what do you know? GGG listened. However, the challenges this league has never in the history of challenges been so fucking easy. In fact, when I first saw them, I just started to laugh. Bestiary was somewhat random, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't super bad. Incursion was retardedly random, and then we had Delve. Holy crap. So Incursion had a challenge where you need to upgrade a very specific room to tier 3, which is very random in itself finding it. Then you need a very specific outcome from that room, which is double trouble. Delve decided to double this even further, with a specific hidden room such as fossils and whatever, and then you needed to find a specific boss, and then you needed to do the specific challenges to the boss, which was impossible to clear in one go because of how they were designed. Like, you need to clear this with the flare not used, and then you need to do it with the flare used, and ugh. So when GGG kept upping the RNG, and then we had Betrayal, where literally every single challenge except one was all grind, 100% grind. I said to myself, oh no, GGG, you let Reddit win, you pussies. So this was, of course, when I underestimated just exactly how grindy the grinds were. But still, the challenges weren't hard, they were just tedious. Now, if you're wondering where the in-game clock went, I completely forgot to turn it off. Like, I always turn it off when I'm making a video to hide just exactly how long it takes me to make a damn video. So ignore that. So for the people who went for 40 out of 40 and didn't get there and cried about it, that's all on you. Not Grinding Gear Games, not anyone else, that's your fault. I kept seeing threads on Reddit of people crying, GGG broke my streak, I had 40 out of 40 last league and the league before, and now they broke it. No, they fucking didn't. That's all on you, you idiots. 36 challenges are supposed to be difficult and hard to reach. There's 40 in total, so that you have options. Those of us who goes for the full 40 do it for the pride and no life. Maybe not so much pride, but yeah, whatever. It's called a challenge for a reason. If you didn't hit the 40, you didn't try hard enough. Stop crying like a bitch about it. It is so fucking infuriating seeing all these threads where please nerf this and I couldn't get this done. I play 2 hours a week. I deserve my 40 out of 40 challenges. No, you fucking don't. Stop asking to get everything for free. Work for it, like the rest of us. So my goal was to complete the challenges in 1 month because they looked super easy. And I mean, they were. But it took me 2 months instead because I ended up not playing as much as I had planned. I mean, I got sick and I had like other stuff in real life at work, like I was exhausted, and then there's the fact I absolutely fucking hated the league. And it took GGG 2 months to patch the game twice, and they didn't even fix everything they say they fixed. It also took me way longer because every league I always try to do everything solo, and I don't really like popping in on A20 and beg and overpay for something I might up. I can't fucking speak, and I have no voice, and I'm coughing every 2 minutes. Action. It also took me way longer because every league I always try to do everything solo, and I don't really like popping in on A20 and beg and overpay for something I might end up getting the next day. So my personal deadline was never 1 month, but I was really hoping for that timeline, which GGG didn't screw me over on. I did. So I mean, I hit the 40 out of 40, but I got it like super late, and I'm not really blaming GGG for it at all, because you could cheese the shit out of like every single challenge. You could just absolutely cheese every single challenge. They were so easy. Alright, so let's have a look at some of the tougher challenges. Defeat any targets the following number of times while under the following conditions. So I mean, this one's, you just run the events and you get there. Like the only one you really had to focus on was rivals. You just made sure everyone was rival with everyone, and boom, I mean, you got there. So defeat incursion architects kind of surprises me because it was a very popular challenge on A20. Like, I need architects' help, like invite me to your temple and stuff. So I mean, you get, on average, you get like 7 or 8 architects per temple. So that's like 12 runs or something out of the 100 you need to do, by the way. Oh, wait, no, not 100. 75 kills, I think you need. But that's later down the list. Defeat targets 2. Defeat the following primary targets while they have the rank of captain outside safe houses. So they don't have to be a leader. They don't have to be like in your like actual safe house, sort of. But actually, yeah, no, they don't actually have to be associated to the safe house you're doing in the event. You just need to find them and then upgrade them to captain. Super easy. So one thing that wasn't all that obvious to me, and I can only assume still, is that you have just about full control over where you want to put all of your guys. So let's take Gravicious. Like we can take Gravicious here, for instance. Like, if you don't want him in intervention, you want him in transport. Every time you run into Gravicious, you just demote him all the way down to 0 stars, and then you will have a higher chance of getting him in the event that you need him. And once you have him in the thing here that you want him in, you just start promoting him. Having these green lines helps a lot. You want like everyone to be on good terms with everyone, because when you run into an event, like say transportation, and let's say Richie is not part of transportation, but we have the green line, that means he is most likely going to help the transportation out. So we get to engage with Varici there, as an example. Defeat target 3. Defeat the following primary targets while they are associated with each job outside safe houses. This is just what I talked about. It's literally what I just talked about. If you don't want Jorgen in intervention, you want him in transport, just demote him all the way down, and you will eventually get him where you want. Like never promote anyone where you don't want them. Just wait until you get the right event. And of course, some of the times you can get deals where Gravicious, fully promoted even, moves over to, yeah. Complete these encounters 1. Complete each of the following encounters. Defeat Olin Great Chain with 4 Ancestor Totems active. I mean, it's pretty easy. You just get him low, and then you use anything with Calling Strike. Defeat Fire and Fury without using any timed cranks. That would be Lava Chamber. Just simply don't use the timed cranks. Defeat Megara with 10 active Molten Skeletons, which I believe is the Crater map. Now, I did not know this, but apparently it's a lot easier if you roll Twinned on the map, and you kite one of the bosses away, and just let her, like, spawn skeletons, and then you kill the other one. But what I did, I spent like a good 10-15 minutes kiting her around, to get the 10 skeletons, keeping her low, and then just use Calling Strike Totem to get her down. But that one took like a really long time, because her Firestorm apparently damages her own skeletons. Defeat Gisale, I don't know, without being shocked by her. I mean, it's Scriptoria map. Just don't get hit. Burst her down. I mean, it's a tier 9, so I'm pretty sure you can just kill her instantly. Defeat targets 4. So honestly, what I did, I just played, really. But I mean, you can still do the thing where you demote until they hit 0. If you demote a leader, I believe. Oh wait, no. If you get the chance to imprison a leader, they will disappear from their slot, and the next in line will take their place. But I mean, honestly, I just played and I got it eventually. So complete these encounters 2. Defeat the Breach Lord. Either just buy the stones. I mean, I did this super early before people realized just how expensive and good the pure Breach Stones was gonna be. So I think I got mine for just a few chaos, but honestly, just run Breach on your map until you get your own stone, or buy one. Defeat a Lisht. I got insanely lucky with this one, because I found my very first Delve boss that I found was Kurgle, and Kurgle counts as a Lisht. Defeat the Pale Council, just do the prophecies, just spam prophecies, do the quest chain, that or buy the keys. The keys are always super cheap, especially since the keys can actually drop in Delve. Release an Essence of Hysteria, Insanity, Horror, or Delirium. You just have to get lucky on this one. This is like one of the very few that is super random. Like with my luck, I mean, I'll find 20 of these in a row. I'll use Essence of Corruption 20 times and I'll never get it. But I mean, they for me at least, they aren't that uncommon, so it's not really that bad of a challenge. Open safe house stashes. The only 2 I really struggled with here were Research and Intervention, I think. Like everyone else, I completed Research last, but these can actually be shared. Early on, I didn't actually know this, because, I mean, I tested it, so I guess they patched it at some point and never told anyone, because I tested this and it didn't work, sharing. But, so when I kept seeing people in A20, like, sharing this, I thought they were scamming. I mean, I thought they were scamming because they were doing, like, full groups, so they were doing, like, full 6 people groups, invites. Because, I mean, I knew if you enter someone else's safe house and you clicked the stashes, then yeah, that counts for you. But at some point, I'm pretty sure they fixed it, because I am 100% sure it didn't work at the start of the league. So the way it works is, if someone has a safe house open and they have stashes, it can't be crafting benches, it has to be stashes. They can invite people, and once everyone is inside the safe house, The leader, always the leader, I fucked this up once, and I had one guy fuck it up for me once, but the leader opens the stash, and that is going to count for everyone. Also, you can safe house block. If you do transportation all the way up to 100, so you spawn a safe house, and then you do fortification, and spawn a safe house. You don't run these safe houses. What's going to happen now is you are going to get a lot of research and intervention spawning in your map, because since you have your safe house spawned but you don't actually open it, it can't spawn the event. So you can actually block to sort of control which event you're getting. Next league they're obviously changing this, because you're getting 3. Are you getting 2 or 3 events per whatever? I don't think it's per map, but when you get an event, when you get Betrayal, you get 3, or you get all 4. I can't remember. Something like they excluded transportation so it wouldn't mess up with the other. I honestly can't remember. I'm sorry. Fully upgrade rooms. This is probably the only truly retarded challenge of the league. This was the last one I completed. I can't quite recall, but I believe the last 3 rooms I needed were tier 3 maps, tier 3 lightning, and the Atziri throne. I got the tier 3 Atziri twice, but due to, I don't know, I wasn't thinking straight. I ran like a higher tier incursion, like at 15 I think, with super rippy mods, and I didn't have my abyssal jewels on, which was essentially my entire damage. They were on another character, so not fully geared. I failed it, and I didn't invite other people to complete it with, which was lost money, but whatever. That one truly hurt, but I actually managed to get a second one. The tier 3 lightning room, I think I spammed in 820 for like a full week before I got it, and I don't know if the guy didn't speak English or not, because I offered an exalt for it, and like I offered an exalt for tier 3 lightning. I got an invite, I get into his map, and he says 15 chaos. And I'm like, alright. Because at that time, I think exalts were 190 chaos. yeah, I'll take the 15. So what I was not aware of for the majority of the league, actually, was that you can actually share these rooms. So the way it works is... Wait, who's who? If, let's say you do a map, you find Alva. Let's say you have tier 2 lightning here, not tier 1. Let's say it says tier 2. That means you have the option to upgrade this room to tier 3. So at this point, you start inviting people. And once they're in the map, you then open the incursion. Everyone goes in. And you then kill the architect that upgrades. And boom, everyone gets the thing. The completion. So this was one of the challenges I absolutely fucking hated during incursion, and honestly what they should have done was they should have made it 20 out of 24. Not 24 out of 24. This is not a fucking grind. I mean, it's not an endgame grind. It's just a normal challenge among other challenges. Like, I mean, what other examples do we have here? Like here, you only have to complete 10 out of 15. Or 16, I think. Yeah, 16. Here, you only have to complete 12 out of 18. And so on and so on. So, I mean, it makes no sense that this one is 24 out of 24. If they keep this for next league again, I sincerely hope they change that. Encounters 3. Defeat high Lysamancer without taking damage from the boulders. On softcore, this was pretty easy, because way down at the bottom corner, there's like a safe spot where the boulders can't hit you. So if you can just if you're ranged, you can just sit there the entire fight. Defeat the trio of bosses in the Alluring Abyss by killing our ally last, which is the Titty Bitch and its Uber Series. And I mean, it's not, having done hundreds, if not thousands of Uber Series by now, it's pretty easy for me. Defeat Ul Nettle while having 5 or more stacks of corrupted blood. This is why I absolutely love making my Uber Lab farmer the Juggernaut, because he's physical damage immune, he's got high life regen, he's got decent chunk of elemental mitigation. So all I really had to do was get him low, wait for stacks to go 5 and above, and then I just used Culling Strike on my totem. Defeat the Vault Omnitech in an area of level 75 or higher without allowing any energized phantasms to restore energy shield to it. These are the ads during the ad phase when he's at 50%. You don't really need that much damage, but you do need coverage. You do need AoE. Use Scarabs. I mean, either you just run your safe houses, your harbor bridge, whatever. I bought every single one of these. I want to say every single one of these except the Cartography and Sulfite were pretty damn cheap. I think I got most of them for between 3 and 7 chaos, and this was like mid-league even. I bought Cartography because I got a oh shit, what is it called? The Strongbox Prophecy, Monster's Treasure. So I bought a Cartography Scarab for that, and Sulfite Scarabs I bought tons and tons of because I was aiming for depth 600 and above. Wait, below. Let's say beyond. Complete maps with 8 mods. I mean, basically you just vol every single red map you get. If you're doing a shaped Atlas strategy, I mean, it's even easier. Because you're gonna build up a pool of, like, I don't know, tier 11s. So you just vol every single tier 11. And if you're doing a shape strategy, like, from the get-go, this is also a very good way of doing the 20 corrupted maps challenge. So once I discovered this can't be shared and only works on your atlas and not like global random missions, I decided to roll a character in each league: softcore, hardcore, solo self on softcore, solo self on hardcore. So while this strat would have netted me 16 completions per daily reset, it was seriously something I didn't have the time to invest in. The dailies have a range of 3 tiers, of which it spawns within. So if your last map before reset is a tier 1, it's going to spread the 4 dailies between tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 maps. If your last map was a tier 8, it's going to spawn between tier 7, 8, and 9. And obviously if your last map was a tier 16, it's going to spawn between 14, 15, and 16. So with my strat of rushing tier 1 maps and staying there for quick dailies, and at this point I didn't know about the range. I thought it would spawn on the exact tier of the last map I did. So I thought if I do a tier 1 map, all of the dailies are going to spawn on tier 1, which it didn't. So discovering this, I realized I needed to invest even further in a map pool. Even though I only needed tier 1, 2s, and 3s, and maybe some 4s, this was not something I was happy about doing. Which led me to drop the plans of playing hardcore and solo self-found hardcore. Also, Navali fucked me in the ass multiple times, never giving me the Lost Maps Prophecy. Which, and I've spammed like 5,000 coins this league alone, is the most common prophecy. And we're talking something like 200 coins at least on solo self-found, and I got the prophecy once. Are you kidding me? So, I mean, getting the prophecies multiple times, which I planned on, would have helped my map pool a lot, and I mean a lot. So, having the solo self-found character, I averaged 6 dailies per reset. I rarely hit all 4 on solo self-found because I was missing a lot of maps, and you can't just buy them, and Sauna wasn't selling what I needed. And I seriously didn't want to spend the time that I needed to build a map pool for this. Also, I'm looking over here because that's where the camera usually is. I moved it here for some other... Also, because of this challenge alone, I decided to not do a Shaped Atlas strategy, and I truly wanted to do a Shaped Atlas strategy. I always want to do a Shaped Atlas. However, I figured, basically straight away, that if I'm gonna do this challenge, I kinda have to do a non-shaped strategy, and I thought I would be done with it way earlier than I ended up being done with. And once I was done with the grind, you know, I can just sell the non-shaped maps for a profit, which is usually something like 1,000 chaos in a day. I'm also a little confused about the objective spawn rate, and I think GGG R2, because they said each map has each map completion has a 20% chance of spawning an Atlas objective. But this simply cannot be true, because the average amount of maps you need to complete to spawn an objective is 20, which everyone seems to agree on. So, you know, I failed math a lot in school, but surely if you have a 20% chance of spawning an objective, the average should be something like 5 and 8 maps? I mean, not 20. Anyways, what I feel they fucked up on here was the fact that they made it 400 instead of, say, 200. 400 would have been fine if you could share the dailies, and it would have been fine if random masters would have counted towards the challenge. You just run a simple map. Oh, boom, Thana. 1 completion done. Or, yeah, 1 objective done. But no, no. They fucked us in the ass. Complete these encounters 4. Defeat any bestiary boss. So I've spammed Anar prophecies and scarabs and whatever. I've done just about only red maps, and majority have been 15s and 16s. To spawn and farm Uber Elder, and for the most part, I just used I used sulfite scarabs on the 15s and 16s. Actually, never on 15s, only on 16s for obvious reasons. But anyway, I have done a lot of Anar hunting, and I have found 1 bestiary boss. 1. Now, luckily, not for me really, but for the rest of you, Grinding Gear Games decided to patch the league twice. 2 months in, even though they explicitly said that none of their staff, I keep looking over there for some reason, none of their staff was on vacation, and so, you know, everyone, the whole staff, still working. Even though all of that, they made 2 patches in 2 months. Left the league like insanely bugged and broken for 2 months. But luckily, they eventually added back the bestiary orbs, so you could now do beast boss rotations by, I keep looking over there, by buying the orbs. Defeat any Dell boss. Now, honestly, I have found more bosses than actual cities. And also, they never fixed the architect boss. You can still off-screen him. You can have like the most retarded damage mods on the map. You just stay in that one corner as a ranged character, and he won't move or attack. Complete the beachhead. So, I mean, I've run a ton of Harbinger maps, and I got a ton of orbs from safe houses. So, I mean, out of like 40 orbs, I got 2 beachheads. But, ooh, I don't know, like, later on, I mean like 2 months in later on, but at the start of the league they weren't that bad. They were like 40 chaos tops, so I just bought one. Actually no, I didn't. Did I? Oh, I can't remember. I know I've hit 2 beachheads, but I can't remember if I bought one or not, but either way they were cheap. Defeat the Mastermind 2. So, I mean, this is probably the greatest example of how to cheese a challenge. So, I just rolled a completely new character. I didn't really have to, it's just that I fucked up my Mastermind boss. So I didn't reset my board, so I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna make a new character. It's only gonna take me like 2 hours to get to Harbor Bridge, and so I made a new character, and I just ran Harbor Bridge all day, which spawned me a level 68 Mastermind. Now I was counting on a level 60 or 61 Mastermind, but I guess I did some events on my way to killing Kitava, so that's why I got higher. But either way, like 61 to 68 isn't that big of a difference, so I just face rolled all of the challenges for the Mastermind 2, except for taking damage from his or sculpture. There was a mistimed blink arrow there, but I managed to get that one on a second try. Alright, and now for the last one, complete endgame grind. So, I never go for level 100. I never ever go for level 100 because I'm playing on softcore. To me, 100 on softcore is it's pointless. If I'm going for 100, it has to be on hardcore. Reach depth level 600 in your Azurite mine. I just bought every tier 3 sulfite scarab. It didn't actually take me that long. It honestly didn't take me that long to get there. I didn't really have a deep delve build, but I had something I knew I could get down there with. But anyway, open chest at the end of the end game labyrinth. I made my Uberlab farmer, which I make every league. If you want to check out the build, I do have a video on it. The ultimate, what did I call it? The ultimate Uberlab farmer or something like that. I believe there's 2 videos. There's one guide and then there's one diary of it. Defeat Vol Omnitech in an area of level 75 or higher 60 times. I did 50 of them solo and then just bought the remaining 10. Defeat any bestiary bosses. I gave up on this because they added the orb so late that I didn't want to like swap my commitment from one challenge to the other. Complete your syndicate safe houses. I honestly think I even had this one way before I completed research, but I can't remember. Maybe I was missing like 10, 20. I don't know about 20, but yeah, somewhere around there. Missing like something like that, and then I got that along with. No, that doesn't work. Never mind, that doesn't work. What I was trying to say doesn't actually work. It has to be my safe house. Never mind. Yeah, but running Harbor Bridge really helped on that one. So, I mean, overall, my thought on this league challenges is I really wish they would either get rid of the lab grind or change it to something else. I don't know. Let's see what else we have. They need to change the 400 one because I mean it's truly fucking you in the ass if you're doing a shaped atlas strategy. But yeah, anyway, I don't know what I was thinking when I was saying that, but they need to change this somehow. 400 is fine if they allow us to share the damn thing. If not, then move it down to 200 because the majority seem to be hitting 200 at least. Any other complaints? Yeah, fully upgraded rooms. I need to change this from 24 to 20. Safe houses, I mean, the research was kind of bad, but it's if they decide to keep this for next league, it's definitely going to be better, I feel, because we're getting like all of the events in one map. So, I mean, overall, I'm sticking with what I said, that this league has had the easiest challenges of all time. Alright, so this video is going to take me hours to edit because I've had several cough attacks that I need to edit out. And yeah, fuck, I'm just not getting better. I get sick, full recovery, and then I get sick immediately again. I'm gonna be having a lot of free time this week. This month, honestly, I'm gonna have a lot of free time. So I'm honest to whatever that I'm gonna try and actually make some videos. I don't have the list on this computer, but I have something like this many things to make a video about. I also want to mess around with my hideout. But yeah, I'm sorry I've been gone for a full month. I'll see you when I see you.